greatness is built on small things. So greatness is built on small things. And here's, we talk about the compound effect. It's a great book, by the way, Darren Hardy. And so consistency compounds, and daily habits, and a lot of this we're reiterating, but I don't think it can be overstated.
Sure.
How powerful daily habits
Very
are.
true.
So whether you're studying or setting up the Sunday school room or just preparing mentally, whatever, the routine or the habits, that's what creates greatness.
Yeah.
As long as they're the right ones.
Right, exactly. As long as they're good habits.
So I think I might have mentioned this before, but I'll just mention it. There's a book, John Maxwell's book. I think it's Today Matters. That's one of my favorites out of the, I think, 97 that he's written.
112.
Is it 112?
I don't know.
It's something. I did I was talking, I was actually in a leadership meeting not too long ago, and I was saying, I was trying to figure out how many he wrote and how many I've read, because I read a lot of his stuff. Yeah. And I think he's written 97. It's a little bit hard to tell because some of them are new editions and they have a different title.
Yeah.
But so I think it's 97, and I've read like 63 of them. So
that's awesome.
I got a little ways to go. But but anyway, one of the things he says in Today Matters, I'm pretty sure it's that book. He says, I could spend one day with you and tell if you are going to be successful or not. Something along those lines.
Sure.
And he said when he mentions that, like at conferences or whatever, when he says that, people have a strong reaction. And he said sometimes people think he's being arrogant.
Yeah.
And he says not that he's being arrogant. It's because what you do daily reflects what you will become. And so that has stuck with me, and not that I've conquered it at all by any means, but it's stuck with me. Is like, okay, what if somebody saw my day today?
Yeah.
And then like I started doing this at work about, I think it's about 2 years ago now. It's an appointment on my calendar at the end of every day. It's a 15-minute appointment, and I do a task review.
Oh, nice.
And it's kind of that same idea, like, okay, so what did I actually accomplish today?
Yeah.
What did I actually get done today in line with, the projects that I'm doing and everything. And so anyway, so it's a powerful thing to think about. That is what you do today, every day.
Every day.
And
that the obvious example there, the easy one I think for people to understand is in health and fitness and working out, exercising, eating good, because that is the results of that you can see, I think, easier than being a better person and reading better and internally getting better, because you can see the weight fall off, the muscles show, getting in shape, feeling better, looking better. But it's the same concept. It's just what you do every day. And I always tease my wife. She'll work out and she'll just kill it. She'll just, when she starts, she'll go and won't stop. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to work out today. And I'll work out. And I'm like, all right, how do I look? Are my muscles bigger yet?
Yeah.
Like, can you see it? Can you tell I worked out today? First day in like 6 months.
Yeah.
Because we want to see those, we're instant results, but it's the little things.
Yeah. And I think that, and we do got to move on to our next thing, but I do think that, I talked about this with Brother Kyle, is just talking about like, this is what we do. And the more that we can approach it that way of, it's hard because we want to see those instant results.
Yeah.
But if we can back off of being like goal driven and be more like system driven or whatever, like where this is just what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So in the same vein with the greatness is built on small things, is excellence hides in the details. And so the gap between, like Jim Collins wrote the book Good to Great, the gap between being good and being great, and by the way, good is the enemy of great.
Yeah.
Because it's like that's good enough. But that gap is often just it's a few overlooked steps. It's a few details. So one of the things I just thought of this right now, and this is perfect because you're a very talented musician, is like in music, I have heard. You know how a pastor, like when he makes us, he's not as involved as he used to be, but when he would have us learn a song, he would make us do it like exact. I mean, like he would even get sheet music, you know, and make sure like, like, oh no, you're not hitting that fifth there or whatever. And so, I've heard music where, you know, there's like the original cut, and then somebody has done a cover. Like two different people do a cover. Yeah. And you hear one and it's like, man, that sounds awesome. It sounds just like it. Or maybe they have their own flavor, but it's really good. And then another one that doesn't sound quite as good. And on the surface of it, it's, I think, you know, especially if you're not a musician, you don't know why. Yeah. Right? It's like, well, they're doing, it's the same tempo. They're still singing the parts, and everything, but it's those little details in the chord. Like instead of 3 fingers, they're using 5 fingers, or you know, whatever.
Coming from my brain of like 2 hands, 2 different chords, you have like one chord that's like 6 notes.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
It's true because you know we've been using tracks the last couple of years now, especially to learn. We'll learn a song. We'll buy all the split tracks. And it's like you listen to the whole song, and even as a musician, you're listening for your instrument, and you hear the overall sound, and it's, man, that's good. But then you play just the keyboard or just piano track.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, this guy is going bananas right now.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what he's doing. Sometimes they do even more than what is like on the chord charts. And you're just, your son's great at this. He'll sit there and listen and try to figure that out, and he'll look it up, what chord they're hitting. And
go over and over. Yeah.
And you can't tell. But then if you were to take those out and listen to the song, you could tell, okay, something's missing. It's like the organ.
Yeah, and
nowadays.
something's gone.
Something's gone. You take the organ out nowadays, and you can tell something's different because it's not front and center like it used to be. So, but it blends in. But when it's gone, you could tell.
You can tell. Yeah, it drops out. Yeah. It's so true. And it's funny too. I mean, this fits right in what we're talking about small things. Is sometimes you listen to those tracks, and it's like if you look on. Ableton or something, you know, whatever you're playing it on, and you look for the sound waves, like you see anything, and then all of a sudden it's like right here, you know, like I don't remember what song it is, but there's nothing, and then the guitar comes in, it's like, and then that's it, and then it does something a little later, and then it strums, you know, and to me it boggles my mind. I mean, so Adrian is kind of learning to produce stuff, and so he's looking at that stuff, but it boggles my mind, like, how do you come up with, you know, like, if I'm doing that, I'm just like, okay, let's have the guitar, let's play the whole thing with the guitar now. Let's play the whole thing with the piano. Yeah. But they don't. They don't. They have those little pieces.
Well, it goes back to an orchestra. You look at an orchestra, especially if you're watching one live or a video of one, and you've got this beautiful music. And I think of one called Honor by Hans Zimmer. And it's played on, like, a lot of war movies or a lot of war documentaries.
Oh, okay.
It's you don't even have to know that it was played on a war movie to feel it. It's just one of those songs you just feel it right, and it's got some French horns and a lot of violins, but you listen and you watch, and they'll be playing the music, and then the violins will come in here,
just a little spot, bit,
and then they'll wait 12 measures, and they'll come in and do that again. Wow. And it just builds on itself, and they're sitting there waiting for that part, and then they come in, and when they hit it, and it's each part of that orchestra has their part, and it's the details. It's every little note matters.
Yeah. Oh man, that's cool. That's so good, and it's amazing. I wish I could do that. I wish I could.
Me too.
I wish I could put all that stuff together. It's amazing. Okay, well, and then the other thing is coming to the title here is your checklist. So your checklist is your compass. And so, like, when you're in a high pressure situation, whether it be like in business, there's a lot of things in my work that are high stakes, high profile people,
deadlines,
and so the checklist is key. Like, I have found this, and this probably actually stems from I'm working on something in my work that I'm trying to make a bunch of these checklists for training for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's something that when I started, it would have been so helpful, because there's the processes that I have to do. It's so much red tape. There's so many little details that you have to do it's crazy. And so I'm trying to create this checklist where it's not going to make it necessarily simple, but it will, at least you won't like, oh, I have to go back and do that.
Yeah.
Or,
you're creating that system.
Yeah, exactly.
And so let me ask you this, in you're like your work field, like, dumb question, right? But like, how valuable is that system that you've established all these years, and then going to where you're at now, having that daily checklist or that system in place already, that even when things get chaotic, no, this is who we are, this is what we do, this is our goal, this is our plan. You always have that to fall back on, and that's like your stability, I guess. Does that make sense?
It is. Yeah, that's key. That's a good point. I think that it is, because the thing is like, there's a lot of things that I can, fly by the seat of my pants and do fairly well because of experience.
Yeah.
But if that's how you operate, one thing is, I think that's the good to great thing. Mm-hmm. You're just good.
Sure.
And you'll never be great. Mm-hmm. But the other thing is then when you get out of your environment where you don't have the experience anymore, and it's high pressure, high stakes,
you crumble.
Now, you crumble. What do you have to fall back on? And that's one of the things that I was kind of, I might have this in here already. I probably do. Oh, I do. That's the next note. But when you have a checklist or a process, it actually, I feel like it supplies freedom. It's not a constraint.
It does. That's huge. And, we'll probably get into it as well. And I think I mentioned this the last time we talked, kind of roughly on the subject, is one of my biggest hang-ups is I'll get the dream.
Yeah.
I'll get a dream, but I don't break that down into goals very well.
Yeah, right.
So I'll see, okay, I'm here and I want to get here, but I don't see as Pastor Burgess says, the blood, sweat, and tears that these other people that have done it. I just see where I'm at now and where people are that have done it. That's where I want to be.
Yeah.
But I don't see that daily grind that, okay, they had to do this, then they did this. And it was a continued building and work, and then they got there. Now they're living in that freedom.
Yeah.
But they had those years of consistent work and consistent being driven every day in those goals and those checklists to get them where they're at.
Yeah.
And now they're living in that freedom,
Yeah, it's incredible. I just heard an interview with Jimmy John, the guy that started Jimmy John's.
I love Jimmy John's.
And it's a really neat interview. It's on what's that guy for Dave Ramsey, Ken Coleman.
Ken Coleman's great.
And so anyway, but he talks about that basically. Just, he grinded for years and years and years.
A pretty big competition. There's quite a few sandwich shops.
Yeah, and he sold it now, and he's a multi-billionaire, I think. But he was like, he was telling the story. He was grinding even after he hit $1 million, and he was like, oh, well, I guess I'm a millionaire now. But he's still
back to work.
Go back to work.